Well, I figured whenever you're ready.
It's gone.
Okay, so I figured that for you could maybe. When I talked to you on the phone, we talked about some of the front office stories about how Mark frequently keeps his door open, and maybe you could tell us the one maybe with the old one and the with the folks coming in and Mark going out and helping out.
Oh, okay, yeah. First of all, I'm probably one of the worst people to be asking why Mark can't leave, because I'm a real good reason why, Mark, you probably should leave. But of all the things Mark does, I mean, other than just being like a terrific attorney and a great tax lawyer and all of the official things that he does, over the years he's done a whole lot of things unofficially, and I know there's he's the architect of the office and cleans out the lunchroom and does all of those different things. But he's also been sort of the unofficial security guard and kind of keep an eye on things that are going out the front office, particularly during the day. One thing I had told Mark about was this story, Mark McGonigal, was this story where was a typical thing. This was years ago. Obviously, we're both much younger. And we always left our door open here. One of the things is that when we first came to the office, all of the doors were left open. There were a lot fewer attorneys, and we just all kind of wandered in and out. So we were used to just always having that door open. And the other thing is that we could hear what was going on outside. And Mark, of course, would jump in if there was something that was, I don't know, it was kind of unusual. So, sometimes we'd have strange people coming through, but there was this one particular day where someone came in, and I think that it was Irene, was the staff assistant at the time, which tells you how dated this story is. And it might have even been before we had the books are ready type thing to call in the Capitol Police. And this guy came in, and he was obviously, worse than our usual clients. He was the kind that, both eyes were sort of spinning around, and he was mumbling, didn't make a whole lot of sense, but he was very insistent. He wanted to see the head of the office, and Irene didn't know what to do. And Mark and I heard this going on, and Mark, being quite gallant, just kind of like runs out without even seeing the guy and sort of, he stands there to block him. And I come around Mark's, on the other side, and I'm just kind of standing there saying, I sure am glad Mark is the one who's there first, because this guy looks a little bit nuts. And Irene gets on the phone and calls the Capitol Police, and this guy says, no, I must see the Legislative Council. I've got to get through there. And Mark just kind of like stands there and gives him this sort of a glare, it's kind of like a sort of his Clint Eastwood impersonation. I thought, boy, I hope he pulls this off with this crazy guy. And he says, it says something like, I'm sorry, you're not going back. And the guy mutters something, turns around, and he walks out the door. And the Capitol Police came up and took care of the crazy guy. But, at the time I was just thinking, I'm standing here looking like I'm backing you up, Mark, but I really hope that he doesn't decide he wants to try and go around you. He didn't do quite, there was one time he was working here, talking about the security thing. I know that he was working at his desk one night. I'm sorry, what was that?
Good, sorry.
Yeah, he was working at his desk one night, and he think he was the only one here, and he had the door closed. And this was probably about maybe one of those 2 in the morning, and so he's working on some tax thing, of course, and the door opens up, pushes open, and one of the Capitol Hill Police, now this was further back before they had sufficient training, comes in with the gun drawn and is pointing at Mark, and Mark is like, like, put the gun down type thing, and the guy some alarm had gone off, and the guy had come up and was, doing the Barney Fife sort of thing with a drawn gun. So there's some, another excitement of being Mark Matheson. And let me see what we're.
All right, well,